what happened. And I said at the outset, the honest truth is we're still in a dark winter of this pandemic. It's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to take many months to get where we need to be. Progress from our plan will take time to measure as people getting infected today, they don't show up as case counts for weeks. And those who perish from this disease die weeks after their exposure. Despite the best intentions, we're going to face setbacks.
I'm going to be workshopping a new liberal character for this new administration. You know, I can't just do the Hogwatch now. I got to do a liberal character too, sweaty.
Ultimately, our plan is based on unity. And all as one nation. It requires families and neighbors looking out for one another, healthcare providers, and business and civic and religious and civil rights organizations, and unions, all relying together on a common purpose with urgency and purpose and resolve. It requires reasserting our global leadership, which is why I took an action yesterday for the United States to rejoin the World Health Organization and to reestablish our Global Pandemic Office in the National Security Council. It requires Congress coming together to provide the necessary funding in the COVID relief package and the American Rescue Plan that I will soon be sending to the Congress. I know these bold, practical steps will not come cheaply, but failing to do so will cost us so much more dearly. I look forward to working with members of both parties in the Congress. We're in a national emergency, and it's time we treat it like one, together with a national plan as the United States of America. As I said yesterday in my inaugural address, there are moments in history when more is asked of a particular generation, more is asked of us as Americans than other times. We are in that moment now. History is going to measure whether we're up to the task. I believe we are. The American people have given so much already, but I believe they're ready to set big goals and pursue them with courage, conviction, and honesty, because the health of the nation is literally at stake. It's not hyperbole. I'm convinced the American people are ready as well to spare no effort, no expense to get this done. What could be more important? The more people we vaccinate and the faster we do it, the sooner we can put this pandemic behind us, and the sooner we can build our economy back and build it back better and get back to our lives and to our loved ones. We can do this. We can do this if we stand together as fellow Americans as the United States of America. So God bless those lost souls in this pandemic and their families, all they left behind. May God bless all of you on the front lines.
What was the gamba on? I missed it.
Who we are as Americans. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to go over to this desk and sign these executive actions. But again...
Okay, while this is going on, I will be running a top of the hour, every hour, 6-second ad break, first of the day. If you no longer want to see the ads, you already know what the deal is. You can subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can do it for free with your Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account and your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription. So here's the 1-minute ad. And wait, what was the gamba on? Secondly, I'm already forgetting what I was going to say. What's the gamba on?
Which one is keeping workers safe? How to do that?
Will Biden wear his mask before exiting podium? Oh, I mean, he might leave the room. He might put the mask on and leave the room. But I don't know. I don't know how the mods decided on that one.
Next one,
regardless, it doesn't matter.
ensuring equitable response.
It doesn't count. The camera shot like The Office. Yeah, whatever.
I guess I should take this out this way.
I'm a Prime user and seeing an ad.
Give me a hand here.
You're not a Prime subscriber to my channel. Oh, fuck, what was I gonna say? Yo, what is wrong with my head today? I can't remember anything.
Traveling to America. This is the promoting safe travel.
Having a boomer moment, dude.
This next one is setting up the pandemic testing board. Thank you. This next one is studying safe schools initiatives.
By the way, for those of you wondering,
Next one is
for those of you wondering why they use like so many different pens, it's because each pen that's used to sign an executive order is a historic artifact. So the more pens you use for executive orders, the more historic artifacts you have.
Next one is making sure that
That's literally the reason. And you gift them to like members of Congress and stuff like that. Yeah. That is literally the reason. It sounds just super stupid, but that is literally the fucking reason. Yeah.
this next one relates to expanding access to care. And
Yeah.
treatment for
I mean, dude, he's the
COVID-19.
president. Like, every president that uses everything that a president touches is technically a historical artifact, especially when he is doing one of the most important powers the president has, which is signing executive
Is
orders.
our global response.
I thought you were joking. No. He's buying a lot of pens for someone who owes me $2,000. I love that joke. It's funny. I love that. Oh, I was going to grab my back.
Mr. President, you said you put the goal at 100 million vaccines.
Thank you, guys.
This is the president version of when streamers get a new pair of shoes for every strip. Not streamers. That's
When I
just
announced
awesome.
it, you all said it's not possible. Come on, give me a break, man.
Come on, you guys.
Mr.
Let's go.
President,
That's a good start. 100 million. Thank you.
Let's go, Chris. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Come on, thank you so much, you guys.
I think Joe Biden is going to be very similar to Donald Trump in a lot of ways. And that response was exactly what I mean. Like he's going to also fucking yell at the media, but the media's reaction is going to be very similar or very different than Donald Trump's, except for Fox. Fox will literally be like, you know, I cannot believe Joe Biden is yelling at the media again. He's just like, he's cranky. He's old. Like, he did this during the primaries. He did this during his campaigning, where he would just like go up to people and be like, and like do the old man point. And when you have that old man strength, like that finger point can be deadly. You know what I mean? That's years of like pointing at someone with your finger. Like, if you're 14 years old and you do the finger point at someone, it's like fucking pudding. You know, your finger just has elasticity. When you're an old man, it's like crusty. Your finger has calluses all around it from doing that like hardcore finger point. And when you fucking do that as an old man, you can kill someone with one punch. Boom! If you hit the right note. So, you know, he used to do that. He would like get in people's face and be like, why, Jack? You know, and he's gonna do that a lot. Anything the president uses a historical artifact. So what does that make Monica Lewinsky? I think Monica Lewinsky will forever be remembered in history. So, you have to remember, Dems blocked many Republican bills with the filibuster, such as the anti-abortion bills. It might backfire. Democrats should pass universal and mandatory mail-in voting. Fine if you don't vote. Would never lose any branch of government. DC plus PR statehood can happen just by excluding statehood from filibuster. Yeah, I'm sure that Mitch McConnell will be. Okay, just chill. I feel bad for how they did her still. Yeah. She was abused by the media back then. I wonder what the presidential shitter looks like. What is this? I'm sorry, but this sounds so fucking stupid. What? Someone in Biden's earpiece told him to salute the Marines, and Biden just repeated the word salute the Marines because he's just so used to repeating what comes out of his earpiece. Come on, bro. Like, this is so stupid, dude. What the fuck is this, dude? Are you guys this stupid? Like, he's clearly not all there. He's clearly not all there. He's been doing a lot better this past week, and he's gotten better since the beginning of the fucking campaign. I don't know what kind of adrenochrome he's on. But, like, dude, come on. Like, you don't have to do that fucking weird conspiracy shit, dude. God damn. Yeah, he has an earpiece on, and in the earpiece, someone says salute the Marines. And that's why he said salute the Marines. Like, no, he didn't even fucking say salute the Marines. I don't even know what he actually said. If minimum wage rises, with the cost of goods rise as well? It depends. Probably not by a lot. I think people overblow it. It's just, people are insane with the way that they overblow the price of goods rising with minimum wage rising. Also, the price of goods are rising regardless. Like, all the time. The thing that annoys me, though, is, like, what's the difference? Like, someone pulled up where the minimum wage is $25 in Denmark, but the price of a Big Mac is only $1 more than the price of a Big Mac in the United States. You find a way to adjust the price regardless. You got to just take it from somewhere. And in European nations where McDonald's also certainly operates, even though they're like minimum, their wages are much, much higher. Is it 10 cents more or $1 more? I thought it was $1 more. I remember seeing it like, or 27 cents more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, companies end up finding a way to, I don't know, eat at their profits to adjust to the price in a competitive market. Wow, this is shocking. The same concept, the same principle exists within within pharmaceutical prices. The same principle exists in McDonald's burgers as well. Documenting America's underbelly, all gas, no brakes. What? Oh, this is so sick. Oh, we'll watch the fuck out of that, dude. You know Andrew's the homie. Can I get you on a Clubhouse? I have some invites and I'm a founding admin of the largest leftist group on there. No. Like, I'm not remotely interested. Bro, I don't even post on Instagram. Okay? I don't even post on fucking Instagram. Like, you want me on a separate fucking social media? Like, when am I going to post on it? When am I going to go on Clubhouse? What am I going to do? Yeah, burger, tell everything, not taxes or government help or transport. No, it's so fucking stupid to say that the price of like everyday goods are going to increase dramatically. Should have said it more nicely, you're right, but no. And then the other reason why I'm like apprehensive about Clubhouse is because I've seen Taylor talk about it a bunch. Friend of the show, Taylor Lawrence of the New York Times. And from what I understand, it's a bunch of fucking dipshit tech CEOs and douchebag VC bros like constantly fucking talking about, you know, constantly having like Peter Thiel style conversations about, you know, building out oil rig cities in a similar capacity to, what was it called? The Gulch. Not only does minimum wages not only does a minimum wage increase not constitute automatic price increases, I'm taking it one step further and saying that it's not even that bad if some of the if some goods have a minor, modest increase in prices. If you think that your Big Mac's gonna be $20, you're a fucking moron. Okay, it's not. McDonald's would not be able to make profit and sell Big Macs if it was $20 fucking dollars. You are talking from your ivory tower and you probably have a solution that's top of the title. Wait, what? My ivory tower, where I say the cost of Big Macs might increase by 20 cents to $1. That's my ivory tower. What do you think is better for workers overall in the United States? That people can spend an extra dollar on Big Macs, or that every single worker has a protected fucking way of getting $15 minimum wage? Even then, it's not going to be $15 minimum wage. It's not an immediate increase. It's going to take 7 years or 8 years to increase it to $15. By that point, the minimum wage adjusted to the last time it was increased would be up to $22. So $15 is still already low in comparison to the last time we fucking increased minimum wage. So, and even then, it might not even happen regardless. So, shut the fuck up is my answer to you. Okay? Dumbass. Big Mac's gonna be $1 more? I guess you're too rich to realize what that'll do to us poor folk. Meanwhile, poor folk are like, I'm making $7 fucking bagging groceries, brother. I would love for that to be $15. If you ask poor people, hey, would you rather make $15 an hour, you know, instead of $7, but Big Mac's are gonna be $1 more? What do you think they're gonna what do you think they're gonna tell you? Are they gonna say no? I can't believe that. I want the fucking price of Big Mac to be $1 cheaper. Which, by the way, we don't even know if it will happen that way. So shut the fuck up. Stupid fucking reactionary upper middle class dipshits acting like they know or give a single shred of a fuck about working class Americans who are suffering. No, bitch. Pay fucking living wages. Like, it's insane. Anyway, marijuana legalization on a federal level will increase jobs and make people buy more Big Macs. There's that take that if you get $15, the small businesses will die and big businesses will monopolize. Okay, so first of all, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, none of this matters. You are only focusing on this from the point of view of capital owners. You are not looking at this from the point of view of the only way that small businesses currently survive is what? Like starvation wages that they enforce upon their workers? Then maybe we should figure out a different way to do small businesses. Okay? Also, the irony of saying small businesses are going to die and big businesses will monopolize is hilarious, especially when considering the reality that, like, those monopolies already exist. The part of the reason why big business is capable of being able to pay $15 minimum wages, which you are admitting, by the way, but they are refusing to do so, is literally because they have monopolized. Okay? So break up the big businesses. $15 itself is not even a fucking living wage. Go get better jobs. It's entry level for a reason. Is the worst fucking take I've ever heard. You are a pathetic greaseball desk monkey who works in a fucking office pushing a button while literally spending the overwhelming majority of your day overlooking your shoulder to make sure that your fucking manager doesn't catch you literally watching me on Twitch while you're at your goddamn job, okay? Acting like your bullshit job that literally could be automated away like that probably shouldn't even fucking exist in the most efficient form of companies existing is more significant than a dude who makes your fucking burgers, which is significantly harder to do. Don't fucking come at me while doing a desk jockey job, okay? Nothing triggers me more than people who say shit like that. I've worked in a fucking office. I've literally done a desk jockey job. I worked inside of an office. I know how much you can get away with. And you should, by the way. Fuck them. Like, it's not even a bad thing that you're, like, getting away with not working every single moment of every single hour at your fucking bullshit job. In your white-collar bullshit job. But having said that, have some fucking respect for the people who actually engage in labor that requires them to physically be there and put effort all goddamn day long, even if it's like standing on your feet. Boss makes $1, you make a dime. That's why you watch the Hasanabi stream on company time, okay? That's what it is. Looking at the news and not having to hear about a new fucking mistake is nice. Yeah, well, don't worry. There's still plenty to be upset about. There are different problems with white-collar jobs, too. And the same principle still exists. Your wages are absolutely what your fucking bosses can get away with paying you. That's it. The lowest physical number that they can literally pay you while getting away with it. That's what your wages are. And they do not adjust to your productivity. And they do not adjust to the value that you bring to the company. Doesn't matter if you're a fucking janitor. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking office number pusher, number cruncher. Hassan, you're a Tulsi Gabbard fan? Hassan, Tulsi is on the Joe Rogan podcast today? Wait, when did I say it? I'm not a Tulsi Gabbard fan. What the fuck? Anyway, don't 3/4 of economists 3/4 of economists don't support a $15 minimum wage? They like EITC expansion more? Wait, what? Fuck them. And that's not even true. And also, economists, or the majority of economists, have historically been wrong on what increasing the minimum wage would do. What increasing the minimum wage would do to jobs. They were wrong in Seattle. They were always wrong. They're always literally wrong. And then they go, oopsies. And I don't even think that that's true, by the way. I think you made that stat up. There's no minimum wage in Denmark. However, the lowest wage in 2020 was $1,660. Yes, we've already talked about collective bargaining contracts. Okay, we've already talked about how expansive and protective collective bargaining contracts are, and how much that helps. Oh my God, my man was talking about earned income tax credits when he said EITC. I didn't know that was the that was the designation for earned income tax credits. I'm gonna die. I just, oof. I love how most people rush to the defenses of people who do almost little to no work yet keep almost all the profits made by the workers. How does this happen? Why is everyone a cuck who wants to boast about working 80-hour weeks? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just built into our system. Like, these are values instilled in ourselves from a very early age. U.S. wages have been rising faster than productivity for decades. Of course. There is a reason for that. I mean, this is a chart that I used to show all the goddamn time. The disconnect between productivity and a typical worker's compensation between 1984 and 2014. The hourly compensation has only increased by 109%, whereas productivity has increased by 239%. Now, the way to value productivity, the way to analyze what that number is, it's a difficult endeavor. But the reason why productivity is consistently rising is because of computers, technology. Technology increases your productivity. That's it. I can do things like, let's say I'm an accountant. I can do things now literally on my fucking phone that accountants 20 years ago couldn't do on computers. Okay? On like every single computer. Memeing on Twitch raises productivity? No, obviously what I'm doing now is I mean, what I'm doing now did not exist. The only reason for this disparity is a lack of collective bargaining power from unions. Okay? That's it. There's no other reason for it. When you don't have collective bargaining power, I hate communists like you that think you know shit about econ. Do you have a degree in econ? No. Shut your mouth. I mean, I think it's more productive to learn more about astrology than econ if we're talking about this sort of thing. Sorry. Considering the fact that those with degrees with econ have failed consistently time and time again, like, I'll make light of it. I would rather joke about it. Just stop making the noises, you dipshit. Leftists like you would cancel the world if you could. Wait, does he support Antifa? The bias on Fox News is worse than CNN. Cringe. Bussy. Damn, I love that conservative bussy. What kind of music do you watch? What kind of music do you listen to? When are you going to watch Kanye West on the Joe Rogan podcast? Go back. Banned. Lol. Banned. Just figure out some of my friends are Trump supporters today. And they believe Mexicans are dirty and they agree with a bunch of other white supremacist bullshit. Don't know if I should burn some bridges. How the fuck do you go from being this person to like this annoying little shit? Joke baited. Oh, good one, dude. Good joke. You were so close to getting fucking clapped. Anyway, put Hoschud in Rust. Nice. Seems like a goddamn patriot, brother. Healthcare workers are saying they do not want the vaccine. You actually don't know about economics, though. I know enough about economics as anyone in this chat claims that they do, i.e., taking econ introductory econ courses like macroeconomic and microeconomic principles. That's it. Okay? And that's it. That's literally what everyone fucking everyone who claims that they're like everyone who claims they have a PhD in econometrics literally has that level of econ information. And even then, even those who actually unironically do have fucking PhDs in econometrics will still refuse to acknowledge sometimes the same lessons that you learn in those introductory principles, like inelastic demand, and how inelastic demand should not be factored for some fucking weird reason into healthcare or even shelter, for that matter. Macroeconomics? You mean astrology for finance, bros? Econ is fake, Pepega. It's not fake. It's trying to contextualize, just like anything else. It's trying to contextualize something that is nearly impossible to. And even like econ professors admit that even econ professors will be the first to admit that like their models of putting value on something in the form of a price is not going to be 100%. It's impossible. That's like saying, well, weather forecasting isn't accurate, so we should stop trying to predict the weather. No, that's not like saying that. The difference is when weather forecasting is that fucking consistently wrong, weather forecasters who come into my chat don't fucking yell at me as though it's an exact science. Or, well, it is an exact science, actually. Weather is... Econ has more to do with human beings than the fucking than nature. Like, and even then, weather forecasting is pretty fucking exact in comparison to the economy. Economics is never wrong. It's just society never correctly applies its principles. Yes. Here we have some Austrian dipshit in the chat. Yeah, dude, you're right. We should just fucking murder poor people too. Honestly, we should enslave people. Like, econ is, says the poli-sci major, when the fuck have I ever brought up my credentials on anything, you dumb fuck? I routinely call myself a himbo. That's the difference. I have nearly the same level of education as most of these people, if not more than most of the people who fucking LARP as like econ professors in my chat. And yet you never, ever will hear me say that in any way whatsoever. Economics started as a discipline of philosophy and continues to rely on those philosophic theories despite evidence disproving them repeatedly. Yeah, it's also super fucking dogmatic. Like, the type of economic theory that you learn in college is neoclassical economics. Like, that is the realm, for the most part, in every fucking university that you go to. The idea box is narrowly defined, and yet the difference is, especially in introductory courses, the difference is that theory is taught as though it is literally the fucking natural law. Everything you have said is literally taught in Econ 101, so these people have just read blogs and claim to know all of Econ. Anyway. You are being quite arrogant about this. Just because people use econ to make bullshit arguments doesn't mean you can just disregard it to fit your ideology, policy, prescriptions. I'm not even saying disregard econ. I just have a really, I just get really fucking annoyed whenever people who haven't done the reading themselves turn around and act like econ is dogmatic natural law. And anyone who fucking dares to think outside of the orthodox neoclassical economics that is being taught in introductory courses is considered to be a fucking crank. Best economists usually aren't even people on econ majors. They're mathematicians or physicists. Econ is theory for libs, and just like everyone on the internet, they don't fucking read. Laws of economics are nothing like laws of physics. Markets are institutions created and controlled by humans, and assuming that markets create the best outcomes for humans with no outside influences is silly. I don't even think that econ Andes say that markets. I mean, there are people in here that are saying like, well, it's never been fully applied. Like, markets in the natural form are actually perfect, and it's just never happened. Those are the people who. Those are the people who, for some reason, literally just refuse to acknowledge what happens when you deregulate industries, right? Just like they refuse to acknowledge the impossible task of building infrastructure without collective action. Like, it's just dumb as fuck. Every business naturally wants to become a monopoly. And if they are unchecked, they monopolize as best as they can. Not only that, but also most businesses, if not all businesses, also rely on infrastructure built by the government, built by fucking taxation and socialized programs. I'm studying international relations degree and dropped economics in my first week. Is that a problem? No, you should still learn it. I don't think you shouldn't learn it. Just remember that it's not an exact science, and that anyone who fucking treats it like in the dogmatic, orthodox way is a little baby who hasn't learned. Why can't I move this shit? Okay. Flavortown is rocking with democratic socialism. Oh, that's awesome. Unproblematic king, dude. Never change, guy. Never change, Guy Fieri. I love him. So you don't mind econ grads, just econ 101 Andes? Yes, econ grads are not fucking as annoying as the econ 101 Andes, unless they're debate lords as well. Plenty of econ grad friends. They're nowhere near as fucking annoying as the shitters in the chat. On. Who's more annoying, STEM Lords or Econ Andes? Oh no, Econ Andes. STEM Lords are awesome. STEM Lords at least do something, whereas no, in every case, it's the people who are LARPing as STEM Lords who aren't even fucking STEM Lords or more annoying. It's the people LARPing as Econ Andes when they're not actually Econ Andes that are incredibly fucking annoying. That's it. That's the difference, okay? But pound for pound, like STEM Lords are still better than Econ Andes. Regardless. Okay. Just came in, but did you go to Microsoft in Japan? Did a paper on that, and it's insane how much has it affected productivity and mental health? Yes, I have talked about that before. Microsoft reducing work hours greatly increased productivity. Work culture is a huge problem in Japan, regardless, though. All right, let's move on from this. The CBO office estimates of economic impact of the $15 minimum wage. Even though the CBO estimates 1 million median jobs lost, second paragraph, it would raise almost 2 million people out of poverty while redistributing wealth from people whose income is over 6 times the poverty line. I think they estimate 1 million jobs are going to be lost. Publication selection bias and minimum wage research, a meta regression analysis. Okay, I'm not going to look at this. Minimum wage effects literature is contaminated by publication selection bias, which we estimate to be slightly larger than the average reported minimum wage effect. Once the publication selection is corrected, little or no evidence of negative association between minimum wage and employment remains. That's not shocking. You're saying 2009 KEGW, but like, did something change since 2009? Are people all of a sudden not legitimately, are those who pay fat endowments to college campuses all of a sudden no longer interested in maximizing their profit margin and therefore keeping this as low as possible, or keeping minimum wage as low as possible, and doing everything they can to fund think tanks that churn out papers? They passed econ in 2011. That may sway the results of the study here. Yeah. The net effect is positive even if 1 million jobs are lost using the CBO's traditionally conservative estimates. Yes. No meme econ is patched daily. Yes, but the founding principles of those who dominate the field of econ has not changed. It has not changed since the Industrial Revolution. So the guiding principles are still the same. So that was the point I was making. Anyway, one thing Econ Andy's never says is that death is unaffected by minimum wage increase. Workers will be able to pay off debt easier at the very least. Anyway, let's move on from this. This is getting boring. Dude, I literally hold masters in economics, and everything we are taught is Keynesian economics. Not a single word of Marxist economics is mentioned. Yes, of course. You have to specialize in it. Some schools will allow you to learn leftist economics. Some schools will allow you to learn Marxian economics. But in most places, you have to seek it out. All right, let's move on. Representative Green has not introduced or promised articles of impeachment yet. According to the GOP source in our district, Green thought it would be a lot easier than it is. Poor Marjorie Green. In order to try to impeach Biden on January 21st, as comically described below, Green had to recognize that Biden is, in fact, president-elect. Last night, Congresswoman Marjorie Green announced her plans to introduce articles of impeachment against President-elect Joe Biden for his abuse of power as vice president to personally enrich himself, the big guy, his son, Hunter Biden, and the entire Biden family. Just owned yourself, dude. That's 5D chess, brother. There's another press conference scheduled in 15 minutes. Dr. Fauci will be there. Maybe we'll go back to that, but also half the time when people teach Marxian economics in econ classes, it's not a positive one. It's a critique of Marxian economics, whereas their own models are regarded as, again, dogma or dogmatic, as though that is the law of the fucking land. So just a simple Marxian, you can say Marxian, yeah, you can say that. That's a word that exists, guys. That's the term. You can say Marxist as well, but once again, chat appearing to be confidently wrong. In an instance where I am right but insecure enough to take chat seriously. Okay. It's going to be a hard no on this Unity. All right, let's do Hogwatch. Okay, before we get to like all gas, no brakes and stuff. Are econ Andy's worse than WHLP nerds? Writing history, literature, and politics? It's just who you are as a person, okay? Some people are just fucking annoying. That's it. I'm done with that. Come on, we're moving on, please. Please. People who now want unity, Trump and his supporters for the last 4 years. Like, Donald Trump was president, and in the eyes of his followers, his stands, like, they were still being whipped by the Democrats. There is nothing more soft. I guess that's the only word I can use. There's nothing softer than saying, like, Democrats who held very little power, if any at all, were hurting me with their words. Like, this is words are violence, okay? This is literally words are violence shit. I get annoyed when even AOC does that. I definitely get annoyed when Republicans do it. It's ridiculous that they feel this way. Anyway. Tim Pool clips.
And we'll talk about Joe Biden being president and this glorious image from Jacobin magazine. Now, I'll tell you what I find particularly fascinating about this is Jacobin is like socialist, like their DSA. There's like communism. They get their name from the French Revolution, and they've put a cover out, and it's Joe Biden as Jesus with the sun behind his head, literally imagery of Jesus.
Why is like 80% of Tim Pool's content not understanding what satire is? And then acting out on memes as though they are supposed to be taken seriously and literally, and then turning around and saying, well, the left actually don't know how to meme. It's the right that knows how to meme. It's so weird. Like, dog, very clearly if you thought through your line of reasoning, you almost arrived at the conclusion that, like, of course it's not fucking treating Joe Biden as a goddamn patron saint.
There are people below him, like, looking up and cheering and worshiping him. And there's angels filming and interviewing him. What are these people thinking?
Stop with this obsession with putting people above yourself and putting all of the responsibilities and all your failures and all your hopes into one person and take some gosh darn personal responsibility for yourself.
But when you have a media ecosystem that is acting like Joe Biden is literally Jesus, then I don't see how we
like Tim Pool is behaving like the chatters that came into my chat yesterday when I was saying like racism RIP. Like RIP racism. Like it's something that's so fucking insane that it is not meant to be taken seriously or literally. Okay? Clearly, I do not think Jim Crow Joe is going to end racism. Okay? I also don't think that Jim Crow Joe is going to still be Jim Crow Joe anymore. I don't think he's that guy still. But like, clearly, I'm joking. I don't even think fucking Bernie Sanders could defeat racism if he was the president. What's most amazing is that Tim Pool claims to be a satire expert but can't detect obvious satire when it's right in front of him. Oh, now come on. I assume this was was obviously a joke, but fine, fuck it. It's an IQ test now and these fucking idiots failed. All right, boys, start screenshotting the response that took this tweet seriously. Twitter is better than any IQ test. It's an IQ test. I'm going to take all the tweets laughing at it and all the tweets shocked by it and then separate by political tribe and graph it out. Wow.
actually solve.
He was just pretending. You see, I was just simply pretending. You see, I was doing an empirical study.
Problems. Just to clarify my point, Joe Biden could do really horrible things and they don't care. But it's funny because they say the same thing about, Donald Trump. Yeah. This is people worshiping Jesus Biden who hasn't done anything. What did he do?
He defeated the devil.
Reed up against the wall.
Yeah, he defeated the devil. There you go. The evil Trump.
Oh, wow. Duck Dynasty is on? What the fuck?
Yep.
And we'll talk about Joe Biden.
How do you not recognize that, like, that this is saying the same things that Tim Pool is criticizing? Like, Tim Pool is looking at this literally and then launching criticisms that Jacobin is making in their satirical approach to those very same criticisms. Yeah, the worst part about this is that he uses fucking light mode on Twitter. What a weirdo, dude. Who does that? Yeah, I think part of the reason why they don't get it, part of the reason why conservatives don't get it is because, like, this is how they kind of praise Donald Trump. So, like, this is how they saw Donald Trump. So they assume, like, liberals are seeing Joe Biden in a similar capacity. And there are certain liberals that do absolutely see Joe Biden in a similar capacity. if you find people that are wearing hats like this one, for example, you will absolutely encounter someone who has that opinion, who has that POV where they have already decided that Joe Biden is like straight up saving the country. Which is exactly what Jacobin is making fun of here. There are drones on the cover. I'm sorry, but Biden is God for me. He has done exactly zero wrong stuff during his presidency. Yeah. Just wait, brother. No, that's not the reason. The reason is years-long conflation of center-right with communism. The title of the issue is Biden is Our Time. Huh. We need to let the Austins of the country enjoy their moment. The executive orders are good so far, but what I've heard thus far from the Biden camp about biding our time. Okay. What I've heard from the Biden camp in regards to when they are going to when they're going to push for the stimmies and like the March timeline is fucking psychotic. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I don't know what to tell you. It is the dumbest thing you could do. Is that had a meme? Yes. Of course it's a meme. It's just like French journalists thinking that Charlie Hebdo is racist, while in reality they're constantly satirizing racist talking points. I don't know, man. Charlie Hebdo said some insane shit. I just filed articles of impeachment on President Joe Biden. Oh, she did?
Filed articles of impeachment on
Congratulations, sis.
Joe Biden. We'll see how this goes. Just filed articles of impeachment on President Joe Biden. We'll see how this goes.
Right friends always hated your Como Fauci hat, lol. It's a fucking meme, dude. Part of it is that they want it to be true. The last 4 years conflated truth with what you want to. Congress just reintroduced the constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United. Yeah, that is not going to happen, but... Oh, this was the one that I was talking about, yeah.
F ICE, slash their tires. Bottom text.
Tim Pool once got really confused by a bottom text meme in a video where he tried to explain why leftist memes aren't funny. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking of, by the way. Shouts out to the chatter who sent this to me. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
This one is important in understanding why the left can't meme. What we're seeing here is all of the things. It is a meme where there's a crudely drawn guy holding what looks like a broom or something and yelling. And the point of this meme is to...
Like, that's the joke. Brother, that is the joke, brother. That is literally the fucking parody of, like, boomer memes. And, of course, as a boomer who thinks they are above memetics or has a degree in memology, you failed to comprehend what this meme was.
To explain, we should go to the extreme and do everything. The appropriate way to do this meme would be to say something like, slash all of the tires. What they just put bottom text here. And they used a meme generator. It's like they didn't even know they were supposed to change this. They had no idea what they were doing. Here's one. Check out this one. This one's funny.
Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I mean, there is no better indication. There's no better representation that like Tim Pool serves a boomer audience who are desperately trying to comprehend what is going on in the world. and failing to do so. Like, this is his audience. These are like the YouTube